What is up, YouTube? Lovely to see you again. Welcome back to the channel. Got another leg day for you today. Yes, very exciting. This is actually quite a good session to do because there's been a couple of changes. So I'm sure I'll talk about them throughout the session, but there's some minor adjustments in some of the exercises and some of sort of the mentalities behind some of the exercises. So that'll be good to talk through. Some adjustments as well in this prep now. Food's come down. I'll put all of the macros here, but yeah, food's come down and cardio's gone up a bit. So we're pressing along now, and I think since the last video I posted, I'm probably about a kilo down, like when I filmed that video. So yeah, hopefully there's some noticeable differences there in terms of the look, but feeling good. Food's down, but training's still going exceptionally well, and I think that a lot of that is just down to sort of mindset. I know a lot of people, when food comes down, they think, okay, training's going to be rubbish and I'm not going to be able to progress, I'm not going to be able to stay as strong as I am. And I've been listening to a lot of the people that I sort of admire within bodybuilding and their thought processes on what it takes to hold on to strength and continue to progress during a prep. And it's all about just mindset. They say, yeah, if you believe you're going to get weaker, then of course you're going to get weaker. But if your goal is to strive and hold on to those numbers that you set in your sort of bulking or higher calorie phases, then you're going to be more likely to hold on to them. So that's something that I've really emphasized is not looking to drop anything. Like, I'm going in with the mentality of progressing, and if not progressing, at least holding on. And that seems to be going pretty well so far. That being said, my food's not that low, and it will get lower. But then as food comes down, so will training volume. So that should manage fatigue a little bit better. But training's still very high standards, still a lot. So I'll leave here being absolutely shagged, which is great. You know, that's what you want. Not great for reading and essay writing, but it's great. So yeah, that's that. There's something else I wanted to say. Oh, that's it. As prep is so long, and like I'm already 8 weeks in, and there's still 20 plus weeks until my first proper show. It's long, and I'm having to really focus on being patient and not trying to rush stuff. As is really easy to go, okay, I'm in a prep now, I need to be this lean, I need to be pushing this hard, and I've got so much time that there's no need to do that. And time's your friend on a prep. Like, that's one of the biggest things that, again, people that I look up to within natural bodybuilding would really advocate for. So I'm really happy that I've got a good amount of time, and I'm not having to rush anything or do anything silly. I can take my time, a nice rate of loss, which we're seeing. I'm not having to, like I said, not having to really do anything massive at the moment. Like, food is lower. I'm about half the amount of carbs I was at peak off season, but like calories is still pretty high. Training volume is still high. Cardio's not that bad. Expenditure's not that bad. Like, this is all not, it's not easy, but it's not tough when I think about, okay, I'm in a bodybuilding prep now, which is weird. But I'm really trying to just enjoy this part of it, and I mean, this is going to be a big part of it. So just trying to enjoy this phase of training being good and seeing progress, but not being ridiculously lean. I'm excited to be ridiculously lean, and there'll be a long time of that. So yeah, I don't need to rush anything, and I'm trying to keep that in mind whenever I'm doing anything. It's the same with all things in the gym. Like, progress takes a lot longer than you think. Leaning out takes longer than you think. Bulking up takes a lot longer than you think. So it's a good practice of patience, and yeah, just got to remember that, hey, I'm here for this entire process. Of course, I want to win every show that I do, but I've not even competed yet, so I got to remember to just try and stay calm, like enjoy it, which I am. But yeah, I think that's enough nattering. I'm gonna get after it now, and I'll catch you in there. I always start my leg days with a fair amount of mobility work. That's because, to be honest, I've actually got really crappy hips. I've got this, I don't know whether it's, I think what I have is this thing called snapping hip syndrome, as I'm not sure whether it'll do it now. There you go. But it just means that my hips get really tight. Sometimes cause just like a little bit of pain. So there's a few things that I do that just help open them up a bit, and this is definitely one of them. This is like a non-negotiable for leg days, especially with any squat pattern, just because there is so much of a demand for hip and ankle mobility. These two movements specifically play such a role. So when I'm in this deep squat, I like to move around a fair bit, like how open my hips get, how deep I get, like where my emphasis is, where my weight lies. Just try and move around, get as much sort of movement as possible. I will show you some other movements in a bit, but they're sort of like my mobilizer movements. There is some other stuff that I've recently put in that really help after sort of figuring out what was wrong with my hips. Although this is just my guesstimate, really. I think it's where my psoas connects to my like femur, and it just, when I open, it runs over. But it just gets stuck if I don't snap it like I did. So yeah. This is one of the few things that's actually changed in this session. So instead of a kneeling, just doing it like this, because honestly I was losing connection with the kneeling. I think this feels better. I get a slightly better range of motion in terms of, I felt like I probably was getting into the habit of not going all the way up, which I know some people would say, well, the science says you just need the lengthen part. But yeah, I think I fell victim to science says this as opposed to what feels good, and it feels good to work in a full range of motion. So hopefully I actually work in a full range of motion here. But yeah, this feels good. It provides something a little bit different, and I was not enjoying the kneeling, so this is nice. Yep.
Follow the same sort of principle as I do with the others, like standing variation. In the fact, the first 2 sets, there's not really any partials, and I try and just take it to the point where I can't complete another full rep, and then on my final set, I just incorporate like bounces, which are pretty much just like half reps, just to try and rinse out what's left of the calf, really. It's very Tom Platt style, not quite as intense as that. I'm not having any push down on weight or anything. I'm just going to failure and then going to the point where I can't really bounce anymore. Okay, next on the fixing hips agenda is getting a little bit deeper into my glutes. So I just sort of side walking helps just engage everything. I mean, it massively helps with any squatting pattern again. Came across these in a YouTube video recently, so I kind of want it. I normally have a little band, but bloody left it at home, so I got this wrapped around a load of times. So you just up in a glute bridge and you drive here. One leg up. Okay, so we got another wee change here. Both today and Monday. Hamstring sets are just upright, just to reduce like my lower back involvement. So hopefully that works here. I've taken a little bit of a regression in order to get this accurate. Come on now. One more. Okay. Still a little bit of lower back movement, but all in all, that wasn't bad. Come on. Right. One more. Oh, fuck. Yeah, that hurts.
Good. One. Two. Good. Good. Come on. Good. This was good. Come on. Keep it up. Good. Come on. Drive. Drive.
Come on then. Yeah. Yes. Come on then. Oh. Fuck. Well, that was much better. Well, the hack squat set with wank. Disappointing. Disconnected. Horseshit. But that is how you fuck your quads up. This right here. Couldn't tell you why the hack was wank. Couldn't. All I can tell you is it was. Fuming about it though. Down a rep and a half for no reason. I think it was just a bad day. I mean, I am a kilo lighter than the last time I did this session. Fuck your excuses. Oh, come on now. Yes. Yes. Well, that's 3 up from the previous. Yeah. Fuck. Okay, people. What I was going to say about that not being a good session, but the reality is it was a very good session. There was one fuck up, and I use that term wholeheartedly, because that hack squat set was awful, like the whole thing. Just enough about how disappointed I am with that. And that's something that has changed within my, like, the importance of that set has changed due to the way I train. Like, the importance of that set has changed as it's only one set. So if you don't execute it, it's a mishap, and you only get that one opportunity, and you have to wait till next week to regain it. But to be honest, my hack squat has been massively inconsistent. Like, my setup is almost always exactly the same. It just feels different. Like, sometimes my lower back comes off the pad, which compromises stability and doesn't allow you to properly drive with your quads. And that probably comes down to more foot placement as opposed, well, not foot placement, but where I generate my force. Like, I try and do it a lot on my midfoot and toes, which sometimes means that my heels come off more. So keeping those heels planted is something that I personally have to work on, and that might be something that I just look at next week and just say, okay, I don't really care how many reps I get or how good it feels. This is what I'm going to focus on, which might be a good way of approaching it. That's something I'll think about. Well, I'll send it to Finn as well and see what he says. His insights are normally really helpful, so yeah. It just felt off. But then literally on everything else, progressed. Not even like a little bit. My top set of leg press progressed by 2 or 3 reps, back off set by 3, hip thrust by 1 on top set, and then by 1 on my back off. It's like, calm yourself down, man. You're doing well. And it's something that I was trying to reinforce to myself as after I'd already done my leg press sets, where I'm just fuming, was you're not defined by one set. Sure, it was. I think it's an important set, and I'm pissed that I missed it. But that doesn't determine whether I'm going to be a good bodybuilder or a bad bodybuilder. It's not going to determine even necessarily how much my quads develop. Doesn't determine me as a human being. Like, just calm down, man. And that's the downside of probably taking this shit too serious. But then I want to be really good. So I feel like I have to take it this seriously. I'm sure the hack squat wasn't great. I missed 1.5 reps off. But that shit happens. As I said, that doesn't then determine that it was a good or a bad session. Sure, it could have been an awesome session. It was just good. Everything else moved really well. Hamstring curls look better than they did last week. They connected probably better. So I just calm it, you know. As I said, I'm a kilo down, not to make an excuse, but that will have an effect, especially on those demanding sets. But we might just have to look at resetting them and trying to get them more consistent. We'll figure it out. But ultimately, like, the only way my legs are gonna grow, like, that doesn't determine, like, sure, I missed technically, but I still took it all the way, and that's gonna determine whether your legs grow or not. It's not exactly how optimized it is, like, exactly your range of motion. When you watch big pros train, very rarely do you see someone absolutely sink it. And it's all about effort, especially with legs. So I gave it everything. So I'm just gonna leave that session there. Like, it's good, chill the fuck out a bit. I won't, I'll go home and I'll be pissed. And I'll just have to focus on get some schoolwork done to try and take my mind off it. Fuck. Anyway, I'm gonna head home now. Thank you for joining me again on another leg session. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you want to see in the future, and if not, I'm just gonna keep making this style of video where I sort of just come in the gym, take you through it once a week, and sort of update everyone on my prep. As ultimately that's what this is about. It's just documenting the prep, seeing how things go. So yeah, thanks again. I'll see you in the next one.